Good morning, folks. This is Kerry with 401k Dexters. I am driving in my daughter's car at the moment. The other day she called and said that her car was acting up. Her and her husband were driving it down the road, and she said it felt like it was slipping or skipping or acting up. So I came over to their house yesterday and fiddle fart around with it. She said it felt like it was slipping the transmission, so I checked the transmission fluid and it was low, and I added a quart to it and noticed that the service engine soon light was on. So I asked her how long the light had been on, and she said, well, it had acted up when she got some gas not too long ago, and she had called and said, you know, what should I do? And I said, well, it might just be that oxygen sensor, so you might tighten up the gas cap and see if it goes away, and it did. But this time it came on and she just thought it was the same thing, so she just tightened up the gas cap and let the light stay on. Well, I noticed that the light was on after I topped off the transmission fluid, so I drove it to the local auto parts store and had them plug it into the code reader, and he kicked out a code, two codes, that said the camshaft solenoid was bad. I guess there's two of them, one on the intake side, one on the output side or exhaust side. So of course I went to my local YouTube expert and looked up her car make and model, and to see about the solenoid replacement. And normally I'm not a guy to go digging around in the engine and take stuff apart. I'm quick to take it to a professional to do it, but I pulled up the YouTube video, and these two solenoids sit right on top of the engine block. You just have to remove like an engine cowling with one bolt, and it comes right off, and then each one of the solenoids are held in with one bolt each. So since it's pretty accessible, and it's only one 10 millimeter bolt on the cover and one on each of the units themselves to hold it in place, I thought I could go ahead and try it. So my wife says, well, you might want to call Willie, the next door neighbor, and see if he'll supervise you. Willie's got some hot rods, some older cars. He's got one car that he used to race in a drag race. I think it's a Camaro, or it may be an SS, not sure, but he's a big motorhead. So I pulled in his driveway yesterday and asked him if he would be my adult supervision, because my wife didn't trust me to do it myself. So he kind of laughed about it, but he said yeah, he'd be around today. So this morning I got around and looked at my retirement list, my to-do list, and wanted to get at least one thing knocked off of that. So I went onto the back porch and pulled things away from the house, got my power sprayer out and sprayed down the back porch area, got the dogs wet. Linda was mad because the dogs were coming in with wet feet, so a little bit of a fiasco there, but I did get it done before I headed off to the auto parts store. So here are the auto parts in the car, and I am driving back to my neighborhood to have Willie help me take these bolts off and get these solenoids replaced and see if the car runs any better. So I meant to say that when I first found out what it was, I called the guy that works on my wife's car whenever we need something done, an alignment, oil change, tire rotation, those kinds of things. And I kind of told him what the code was telling me, what the parts were that needed to be replaced, and he gave me a rough estimate of $100 diagnostic, and then $200 to change out one of the solenoids, and $100 to change out the other solenoid. So that would have been, oh, and then if I brought the parts to him, he wouldn't warranty the work. So only if they buy the parts, I guess they're assuming that you might buy the wrong ones, they don't warranty the work. So it would have been non-warranted work for the tune of at least $440. I went down and bought the parts for $110. So instead of roughly $500 and a couple of days without the car, hopefully I can get this done in the next couple of hours and for $110. So while it wasn't my expense, it's our daughter's expense, and right now things are a little tight, so they didn't need a $500 bill for fixing their car. So I'm going to try to help out and see if I can't get this accomplished. I'll post another video and let you guys know how it went, how easy it was, if it was as simple as the YouTube video showed it, or any problems I ran into. All right, another task in retirement. 401k Dexters, out.